Welcome to Almost Spring. Welcome. I am Lawanda Violet, and typically when we send you something from the House DC and our constant contact, it is always, well, I shouldn't say always, but probably 90% of the time, definitely something that we're writing. And this time I just thought I would come to you via video and just share a day at the house. I was over at our youth outreach building. We have three buildings. And one is our office building, which is our administrative space, which is typically where I am. And then we have another building where we have life skills and we have outreach and storage. And then we have our third large building, and that's where our youth are. And so they're all on the same block right next to each other. So I just want to share with you just kind of like, a day at the House DC. When I went over to our building last week and I decided I'm going to go immediately upstairs, and I see this young woman, she's sitting there and she's working on something, and I go over and she's working on her history or civics homework. And I was like, oh, what are you doing? So she's telling me what she's doing. And so I asked her, what is she learning? And she says, I'm learning about the Constitution. And I said, well, what's exciting to you? Tell me something that you remember that you think is interesting or important. And she said, freedom of speech. And I said, oh, wow. I said, I agree. And so I asked her why, and she gave me her reasons why. And then we just kind of chatted, and it was just kind of really nice to see one of our young people doing their homework and taking that time, as it wasn't that noisy upstairs in our main multi-purpose room, and doing that. And so that was just such a blessing just to see that. So then I moseyed on down to the main area. When they come in, there's a pool table, ping pong table, and I saw a couple guys, and one was waiting for the other, and so they're ready to play pool. And so I said, hey, show me how to play the pool, because I don't know how to use the pool stick correctly. And the guy says to me, well, I'm left-handed. And I said, well, I'm left-handed too. I said, but I hold the pool stick with my right hand. So we're both confused. But when the right-handed guy came out and he was ready, he showed me. So it was just kind of fun to just like let them show me how you hold the pool stick correctly. And then just kind of going over and seeing some of our guys that are sitting down and they're playing video games. And so then I said, well, I'm going to go outside, so we've got this deck, and we use it as a basketball court, but it's really, it's pretty narrow, but it's what we've got. And so the guys are always out there playing basketball. And so they're out there playing basketball. And so they're kind of like taking a little break. And I was like, oh, can I shoot? Let me see if I can shoot. And so I got the ball, and I missed the first one, but I made the second one, and they cheered. So I was so excited. I went upstairs and I smelled some food, and the kitchen, they had barbecue chicken that night. We were fixing for a meal, cabbage, broccoli, and this is all freshly made food that we are preparing. And I've talked to our kitchen crew, and they said these kids eat up all this food. There's never anything left over, and they'll ask for plates to take home with them, whether they want it for later or they're trying to feed other people in their family. And I just wanted to say to you how much we appreciate our friends of the House DC. We appreciate your support, because you allow that to happen, to have young people in inner city, at-risk youth come through our door and feel safe and have peace and have a place to eat, and also hear about the message of Christ. That is really what we are about, and to be able to build relationships with our young people. So I just thought, rather than sending you a letter, that I would just give you a snippet of just some of the activities that happen at the House DC. So the next time, in a few weeks or so, it will probably be written. But this time, I hope you just appreciate the video. And I just wanted to say thank you so much. What you do and how you support inner city, how you give our young people hope, is just, it's a blessing. And you are helping us break cycles and build futures of hope through the love of Jesus. Thank you.